I am the daughter of the true dragon. But on the day I gave birth, my husband Varys carried my children away with his own hands. The dragon crystal was bitterly cold. I lay in a pool of blood, my fingertips digging into the seams of the stone, my voice horny enough to sound like someone else's.
Varys, give me back my children.
The two newborns cried in his arms. Each cry stabbed it, hurting more than the tearing of flesh and bone during labor. Isolde stood below the steps of the throne, wrapped in a snow-white cloak, her eyes red, as if she were the one who had suffered every injustice.
Sister, don't be like this.
She reached out and took the children, her voice as light as a sigh. I only want to share your burden. You have just given birth. Your body is too weak. Trembling, I crawled toward her.
They are not a burden. They are my children!
Varys looked down at me. There was no tenderness in his eyes, only impatience. He blocked my hand with one foot.
Enough, Elana.
I clenched my teeth and lifted my head.
I beg you, let me hold them once. Just once.
Isolde hugged the children tight and took half a step back. Varys, perhaps I should not have come. Sister seems to hate me so much. Varys immediately stood in front of her, as if shielding the most precious treasure in the world.
Her soul is unstable. She can never bear children.
His voice was cold.
You are her elder sister. What is wrong with fulfilling her wish this once? Would you really watch her suffer for the rest of her life?
I laughed until blood spilled from my mouth.
Fulfill her wish with my flesh and blood!
His brows drew tighter.
Do not make yourself sound so pitiful. You are already the commander's wife. Is that still not enough?
I looked at the children in his arms. My little daughter had cried until her face was red. My little son's dragon arms were no bigger than fingertips, glowing faintly. They should have been against my chest, listening to my heartbeat, but Varys turned and left. When Isolde passed by me, she lowered her head and smiled softly. Thank you, sister. In that moment, I learned that when a person's heart is hollowed out, she can still remain alive and breathe. That was 8 years ago. 8 years later, I finally understood that what had been carried away that day was not only my children, but also my last hope of ever being loved. The Dragon King of the Western Realm found me very late. Before that, I had grown up outside the dragon nest, like an abandoned wild beast. Later they said I was the lost daughter of the true dragon, and they brought me back to the royal city, giving me fine clothes, a name, and an old betrothal contract. When I married Varys, he was the Dragonbone commander, cold, powerful, and disgusted by me. On our wedding night, he did not lift my bridal veil. He only stood by the door and said,
Elana, I married you only because of the betrothal.
I asked softly.
And afterwards?
Do not covet what does not belong to you.
He did not even look at me. A year later, he married Isolde. She was a false dragon daughter, yet she looked more loved than I ever did. My parents doted on her, the servants respected her, and Varys protected her. Later, even my children called her mother. After 8 years of marriage, the dragon god appeared again. A silver spirit body hovered above the outer keep, its light illuminating my empty room.
The trial is over. Varys' soul love has reached completion. You may strip away your dragon soul and leave this world, or you may remain.
I stared at him blankly.
He loves me?
The words were so absurd I almost wanted to laugh. He gave hatred to our wedding night, gave my children to Isolde, and gave all his tenderness to someone else. Dragon God, are you certain you have not seen wrong? The dragon god's gaze remained gentle.
The love of the soul does not always appear as tenderness.
Then how does it appear? As humiliation? Neglect? Or forcing me to kneel outside the door and listen to my children call another woman mother?
The dragon god was silent. My tears finally fell, but not because I could not bear to leave Varys. I want to leave.
Before the separation, you have one day.
The dragon god said.
You may say goodbye.
I thought of Lucian and Averia. Even if they refused to acknowledge me, I wanted to see them one last time. So I went to the crystal corridor. Lucian was 6, standing in the light, his small dragon horns glimmering faintly. When he saw me, the first thing he said was,
Why are you here again?
Lucian stepped back warily, as if he had seen something filthy.
Didn't I tell you not to come? If Mother sees me talking to you, she will be sad.
I crouched in front of him and tried to make my smile gentle. I only came to say goodbye. He frowned.
Goodbye? Are you pretending to be pitiful again?
My hand froze in midair. After today, we will not see each other again. Lucian paused, but his face quickly turned cold again.
You say that every time. Are you trying to make me feel sorry for you so you can make Mother cry?
Lucian. I called his name softly. I am not trying to take you away.
You are lying.
Hatred filled his eyes.
Mother said you have always wanted to steal me and my sister back. Why can't you leave us alone?
Before I could answer, Varys' voice came from behind me.
Elana.
As he approached, the entire corridor seemed to grow colder. He seized my arm and dragged me into the room beside us. The door slammed shut, leaving Lucian outside.
What exactly are you trying to do?
Varys lowered his voice.
Lucian and Aurelia were raised by Isilth. Must you expose their bloodline in front of them and make them suffer?
I wrenched free of his hand.
I am their birth mother. I only wanted to say goodbye before I die.
Die?
He sneered.
Dragons do not die easily. Elana, do not use such words to trick others into pitying you.
I am not lying to you.
Then go apologize to Isoleth.
He stared at me.
Promise that from now on you will never disturb her family again.
Her family, my husband, my children, the blood I had shed in childbirth. In the end, all of it had become her family. Suddenly, I became very calm. Varys, if one day I truly died, would you regret it? A flicker of impatience passed through his eyes.
I would only regret having indulged you too much in the beginning.
I nodded. All right. I will remember that. Outside the door, a maid's panicked voice suddenly rang out.
Commander, something is wrong. Miss Aurelia's dragon breath is unstable, and she is crying for Lady Elana's scent.
Varys' expression changed, and he turned immediately. Looking at his back, I whispered, "So she finally still remembers me." But that one memory almost cost me my life. Aurelia still remembered my scent. That alone was enough to make my heart ache, until it softened. I returned to the outer keep and took out a soul crystal. The stone was cold in my palm. I cut my wrist open and let true dragon blood seep into it, drop by drop. When the blood fell into the crystal, silver blue light flared, but my chest felt as if it had been torn open, and black dragon blood surged into my throat. The dragon god's voice sounded.
Before the separation, your soul will split, your blood will grow cold, and life will slowly leave your body.
I wiped the blood from the corner of my mouth. It does not matter. I am very good at enduring pain. A child raised in the bone wasteland learns first not to cry, but to keep silent. Crying draws monsters. Saying it hurts only makes others think you are easier to bully. I carried the soul crystal to Silver Moon Tower. Inside the tower, warm light shone and soft fragrance drifted, as if it were another world. Lucian stood at the door and blocked me.
What are you doing here again?
Aurelia wants my dragon breath. I brought it to her.
Leave it here.
He reached out and snatched the soul crystal away.
You cannot go in. Mother will be unhappy.
I looked at the figures through the crack in the door. Aurelia lay in Isoleth's arms, calling her softly.
Mother.
Isolade lowered her head and kissed her forehead. Good child, Mother is here. Vera sat beside them, tucking Isilim's cloak around her. His voice was so gentle I nearly failed to recognize it.
You have worked hard.
I stood outside the door, my wrists still bleeding. Iseult suddenly lifted her eyes and saw me. The corner of her mouth curved. Holding my daughter, she mouthed silently to me. See, she only recognizes me. I lowered my eyes and turned away. But before I had gone far, a scream suddenly came from inside the tower. Cups and dishes shattered. A maid rushed out in the panic.
Something has happened to the soul-calming crystal! Lady Iselin is coughing blood!
Before I could return to the outer keep, Varys came after me. He seized my wrist, his grip almost crushing the bones.
Elana, you have grown bold indeed.
Pain darkened my vision.
Let go.
You placed a soul-splitting curse in the crystal.
His voice was as cold as snow.
After Iseult touched it, her dragon soul became unstable, and Auroria vomited blood as well.
I froze. Impossible. There was only my blood inside.
Your blood?
He laughed in fury.
Do you think I would believe that?
You can have the High Priest examine it.
Before the matter is clarified, you will apologize to her first.
He dragged me back to the front of Silvermoon Tower. Wind and snow struck my face, and I could barely stand. Lucian rushed out, his eyes frighteningly red.
You hurt my sister!
Lucy, I did not!
You are still arguing!
Flames of a young dragon lit on his little horns, and he slammed fiercely into my abdomen. I fell into the snow. My ribs felt broken, and my throat filled with the taste of blood.
I hate you!
He cried.
Why don't you just die? If you died, Mother would never be sad again!
Only after those words fell did Varys finally pull him away. I looked up at Vace, thinking he would at least say, enough. But he only said coldly,
Until Iseult and Aurelia recover, kneel here and reflect on your wrongdoing.
I knelt in the snow, the blood from my wrist freezing dark red. Inside Silvermoon Tower, the lamps were warm. My children were crying there, and my husband was guarding another woman.
What if it turns out it was not me?
He was silent for a moment.
Then I will apologize.
Apologize. Such a light word. Soon, the High Priest walked out of the tower, his face grave.
Commander, the result is out.
I lifted my head and saw Varys's face finally change. The High Priest said in a low voice,
There is no curse. The crystal contains only true dragon blood. Miss Aurelia was merely frightened, and Lady Isel's dragon soul briefly became unstable because of overexertion.
The sound of snow suddenly seemed very loud. Varys froze where he stood. Lucian stood inside the tower door. Even after hearing the truth, he only clutched Iseult's skirt tighter and did not look at me. Varys came toward me as if he meant to help me up.
Elana, I'm sorry.
I did not give him my hand. He frowned.
Lucian was only worried about his sister. He does not truly hate you.
I wanted very much to ask, then what would count as true hatred? Was it making me kneel in the snow, letting my own child curse me to death, or asking me to swallow all the pain and then understand them in return? But I was too tired. It does not matter. It will be over soon anyway. Varys's expression darkened slightly.
What are you saying now?
Before I could answer, Madame Morwan arrived with guards. She had been an old attendant by my birth parents' side. From the first day I returned to the dragon nest, she had never treated me as a true young lady. She glanced at me and frowned in disgust.
Lady Elana, the Dragon King and Queen were furious when they heard you had harmed Isoleth. I am here to carry out family discipline.
Varys said coldly.
The matter has already been investigated. She did not cast a curse.
But Morwen said indifferently.
Yet Lady Isoleth was indeed frightened because of her. True dragon blood is filthy and uncontrollable. It deserves punishment.
I lifted my head.
My blood is filthy.
Morwen waved her hand.
30 strips with the dragon wax.
When the first lash fell, I could not even make a sound. The dragon bit was carved with forbidden runes. Each strike felt as if my soul were being torn apart. After 30 trisses, the snow was dyed red with blood. Varys finally shouted in anger.
Enough!
But Morwen crouched down and pressed her hand to my chest. Not enough. Her most precious heart-guarding scale will be perfect stabilizing Lady Isoleth's dragon soul. My eyes widened. The next moment, she tore away my heart-guarding scale by force. When pain reaches its limit, a person cannot scream. I only heard something shatter inside my chest. Morwen held the silver scale as if she were carrying an offering.
Now this is proper.
She sneered.
You owe Lady Isolin far too much.
Varys's face had gone pale.
Morwen, how dare you!
Commander,
Morwen did not yield.
the Dragon King and Queen will approve of my decision. Lady Isolane is more important than she is.
More important than she is. I had heard that too many times already. Dragging my mangled body, I crawled toward the outer keep. Each movement tore open the wounds on my back again against the snow. Ahead, the dragon crystal garden was lit. Varys, Isolette, Lucian, and Auraria stood there together, releasing starfire lanterns into the sky. Isolette leaned in Varys' arms, her voice soft. I hope our family can be together every year. Varys lowered his head to look at her.
The dragon god will grant it.
Lucian held Auraria's hand and shouted with a smile.
Father, Mother, the lantern is flying!
I lay in the shadows as my blood slowly drained away. After they left, Isolak returned alone. She crouched in front of me and gripped my chin. Does it hurt? I looked at her coldly. She smiled. Your parents do not love you. Varys does not love you, and your children do not want you. Elana, what is the point of you staying alive? I pushed her hand away. She leaned close to my ear, her voice vicious. If I were you, I would smash my head against the dragonbone pillatal and die, so I would not be such an eyesore. I staggered back to the outer keep. Soon, Lucian's voice came from outside the door.
I do not want to see her. She deserved to be whipped.
Isolette comforted Varys gently.
She is always like this, forcing others to pity her. Just like back then, when she forced you to honor the betrothal.
Leaning against the door from the inside, I suddenly laughed. They had never known that the old betrothal contract was not a lock I had used to trap Varys. It had once been my only rope to survival, and this time, that rope had snapped too. My parents had originally planned to give me to a guard at the northern fortress. That guard had already tortured 3 wives to death. I knelt all night, begging them not to send me there. My mother thought my crying was unlucky. And my father said,
Since you are the daughter of the true dragon, you should sacrifice yourself for the dragon clan.
Later, the old betrothal contract was brought out. I married Varys, thinking I had finally escaped hell. It turned out I had only walked from one hell into another. How much time is left?
3 hours.
When Varys pushed the door open, he happened to hear that. His brows fluttered slightly.
What has 3 hours left?
I sat by the bed. Silver gauze covered the hollow wound in my chest. Valis, I really am going to die soon. He looked at me as if judging what play I was putting on this time.
How long are you going to keep making trouble?
After today, I will never disturb you and Isol's family again. At last, a trace of unease appeared in his eyes.
If you want a child, I can have another one with you.
He paused, then added as if granting charity.
This time, I will let you raise it.
I stared at him blankly and suddenly felt that he was more powerful than any monster.
What do you think a child is? Compensation? A gift? Or a toy you can toss to me whenever you like?
Vara's expression turned ugly.
I am giving you a chance.
I do not want it, he said in a low voice.
Elana, do not be ungrateful.
If I could do it all again, I said, looking at him word by word, I would never meet you. Varys's lips moved, but he said nothing. In the end, he only left one Furwis behind.
You need to calm down. I will come see you later.
After the door closed, the outer keep became completely silent. At midnight, I changed into the silver-white gown I had worn on the day of the covenant ceremony and covered the wound where my scale had been taken with silver zoss. Outside the window, snow fell soundlessly. The dragon god's voice sounded.
It is time.
Before leaving, I wanted to make myself a little beautiful. When I came into this world, I had been covered in mud, like a dying beast. When I left it, at least I should be clean. I reached out to catch a snowflake, but what fell into my palm first was my own blood. The dragon god counted down softly.
5.
The silver-white gown lifted in the wind.
4,
I remembered the cries of the 2 children when they had just been born.
3,
I remembered the first time Varys held Isola's hand, not even sparing me a glance.
2,
I remembered how hard I had once tried to stay alive.
1. Separation complete. This dragon body is dead.
At that same moment, Silver Moon Tower suddenly fell into chaos. Aurelia slipped from Isolith's arms, struck her forehead, and cried for Mother to hold her. But Isolith clutched her chest, her face pale. My dragon soul is unstable. I cannot move. Lucian held his sister and cried, accidentally blurring out.
Mother, didn't you say that as long as you wrote to grandfather, Aunt would be beaten? Didn't you say father hated her, and that it would be best if she died?
Varys jerked his head up. Isolith's face changed abruptly.
Lucian, shut up!
But it was already too late. Varys rushed out of Silver Moon Tower, black flames almost burning through the wind and snow. His carriage crashed through the courtyard gate.
A dragon servant stumbled over, his sharp voice twisted out of shape.
Commander! Lady Elana has died in the snow! Her dragon soul has gone out!
Varys rushed into the courtyard of the outer keep. I lay in the snow, my silver-white gown spread around me like a wedding that had come too late. He knelt beside me, his fingers trembling as he lifted the silver skloss. Beneath it, my chest was hollow. There was no longer the slightest light of a dragon soul there. Varys seemed to have been seized by the throat. A long time passed before he could make a sound.
Summon the High Priest.
No one moved. He suddenly roared.
I said summon the High Priest to save her!
When the High Priest arrived, his knees nearly gave way. After examining me, he said in a trembling voice,
Commander, the lady's soul has already left her body. She suffered the dragon whip and had her heart-guarding scale stripped away. That this body lasted until now is already a miracle.
Holding my corpse, Varys's eyes cracked open piece by piece.
Who stripped her scale?
The servants knelt all over the ground.
It was Madame Morwen. She said it was for Lady Isolette.
Varys lowered his head and looked at me. There was still frozen blood at the corner of my lips, but my expression was very quiet. It was not sleep. It was finally no longer having to endure. He suddenly remembered the soul crystal. The High Priest examined it again, his voice even lower.
There is no curse inside, only true dragon blood, and the last breath of the lady's dragon soul, used to soothe Miss Aurelia.
Varys' hand tightened violently.
So when she knelt in the snow, she had already been wronged.
No one dared answer. When the children were brought in, they still did not understand what death meant. Lucian looked at my motionless face, his voice shaking.
Why won't she wake up?
Aurelia clutched the soul crystal and cried until she could hardly breathe.
Aunt, does it hurt?
No one answered, but the soul crystal suddenly glowed with silver blue light. Varys jerked his head up. Inside the crystal, my memories began to appear. The soul crystal showed me standing outside Silver Moon Tower. That night, Alluria's dragon breath went out of control for the first time. Isolette thought her crying was too noisy and handed her to a maid. It was I who stood outside the window all night, sending dragon breath little by little into the room. Watching the image, Aurelia cried so hard she could barely stand.
It was her that night?
No one dared answer. The scene changed. Lucian fell from a crystal wall. Everyone was watching Isolith perform, and only I lunged forward to cushion him beneath me. The crystal cut open my back, yet the first thing I asked was,
Lucian, are you hurt anywhere?
Little Lucian was frightened into tears, but he was quickly carried away by servants. A servant whispered,
Do not let Lady Isolde know Elana touched the young master, or she will be unhappy.
Lucian stared at the soul crystal, his lips turning pale.
I didn't know.
The soul crystal continued. He saw himself telling me again and again,
Stay away from us.
He saw Aurelia holding the little cloak I had sewn by hand, only for Isleth to claim she had made it. He saw me writing medicine notes in the outer keep. Lucian should avoid cold wind during his scale-shedding period. Aurelia needs warm stones when her dragon breath is weak. Every line was meticulous, as if I feared they might suffer even a little more. Varys stood there like a collapsed stone statue. He had always known the children were born from me. Yet he had given them to Islalette, then called me selfish. That night, every lamp in Silvermoon Tower went out. Varys walked alone into my room and found the silver wedding robe. Only then did he finally remember the day of the covenant. He had thought I coveted power, that I had used the old betrothed to trap him. Until an old servant knelt at the door and spoke the true history. The old servant's voice trembled.
Commander, Lady Elana did not force you. The Dragon King and Queen originally meant to send her to the Northern Realm. That guard had already killed 3 wives. The lady knelt all night, begging them not to send her.
Varys' knuckles slowly turned white.
Why did no one tell me?
The old servant lowered his head.
You did not want to listen. When the lady first married you, she tried to explain, but you said she had even learned how to imitate misery.
Varys closed his eyes. The words I had spoken before my death. If I could do it all again, I would never meet you. Suddenly returned to his chest like a knife. The next day, Madame Morwen was dragged into Dragonbone Hall. The dragon whip lay before her. Varys said only one word.
Whip.
Morwen's face changed dramatically.
Commander, I was acting under the orders of the Dragon King and Queen.
Varys' eyes were dark.
Then let them take the lashes for you.
The first lash fell, and Morwen screamed. Her dragon soul was suppressed by runes, and she rolled wretchedly on the floor, nothing left of her usual arrogance. Watching her, Varys finally understood how, after 30 lashes that day, I had dragged my blooded, ruined back through the garden and seen him and Isolith releasing starfire lanterns. Isolad was brought in as well. She began to cry the moment she entered.
Varys, I did not know. I truly did not know when Morwen took the scale.
A servant knelt.
When Madame Morwen brought the heart-guarding scale over, Lady Isolith said that with pure, true dragon blood, losing one scale would not kill her.
Isoleth Stelo's crying stopped abruptly. For the first time, there was no pity in Varys' eyes when he looked at her.
Send her to the Judgment Tower.
Isolat collapsed to the floor, and the bells of the Judgment Tower began to toll, one after another. As Isolette was dragged away, she was still crying and shouting.
I was only afraid! I cannot bear children, and my dragon soul is unstable. Everyone said she was the real one. I only did not want to lose you all!
Varys said coldly.
So you took everything from her?
She had nothing to begin with!
Isoletta screamed.
Her parents did not love her, and her children did not recognize her. Even without me, no one would have wanted her.
The hall fell deathly silent. Varys drew the dragonbone sword and set its tip against her throat.
Say that again.
At last, Isolith was afraid. When the Dragon King and Queen arrived, they were furious.
Varys! How dare you punish Mora and imprison Isolith!
Varys threw all the evidence in front of them. My old wounds, the soul crystal memories, Morwen's confession, and Isanan's accusing letters. The queen only glanced at them before turning her face away. Elana was always gloomy by nature. Who knows whether those memories were left by her to frame others? Varys laughed. That laugh chilled everyone.
She is already dead. She has lost even her life. Who is she supposed to frame?
The Dragon King roared, hostility.
Do not forget whom you are speaking to!
Varys turned his sword, the dragonbone sword cutting across the stone floor.
Of course I remember. You are her parents. And you are also the people who pushed her towards death.
The queen's face went deathly pale. Varys said, word by word,
Touch her name again, and I will cut down even the king.
After that, he returned to my outer keep. In the chest under the bed, there were little clothes for Lucien and Auvelia, medicine notes, and birthday gifts that had never been sent. Each one was written with my love. For years, I had loved them silently and carefully, yet I had never been allowed to claim it. On the third day, Varys went to the wishing spirit tree. He cut open his palm and spilled dragon blood into the roots.
Dragon God, let me see her.
Dragon blood seeped into the roots, and the wishing spirit tree lit with silver blue light. Varys knelt in the snow, his voice harny.
Let me see her. I am willing to pay any price.
When the dragon god appeared, even the wind and snow stopped.
She is alive elsewhere.
Varys jerked his head up, hopeless hope lighting in his eyes.
Take me to see her.
The dragon god said calmly.
She lives, but not for you.
Varys' throat moved.
I only want to apologize. Apologies cannot spare her one lash, cannot return her children to her arms, and cannot make her less cold when she died in the snow.
Varys' face went ashen.
When the soul crystal revealed the truth, she was still alive. If you had brought her back then, if you had healed her wounds, she would at least have suffered a little less.
Varys bowed down, his forehead pressed into the snow.
I was wrong. You were wrong for many years. She has already died once. You cannot force her to return, cannot bind her with the children, and cannot demand her forgiveness because you regret it.
Varys closed his eyes.
If she says she does not need you, then you may never approach her again.
I understand.
But he understood too late. Far away from that world, I opened my eyes. There was no cold crystal bed and no snow-covered window. Soft white bed curtains hung above me, sunlight falling on the corner of the quilt. Someone held my hand, their palm warm. A woman looked at me with tears in her eyes. Do not be afraid. This is White Tower City. Her name was Adela, and she was the owner of the infirmary in White Tower City. When I woke, my first reaction was to draw back my hand. Adela did not press me. She only placed hot soup beside the bed. You do not have to speak yet. When you want to, I will listen. I looked at her, my voice dry.
You are not going to ask who I am?
She smiled.
Right now, you are a patient. The most important thing for a patient is to survive.
The dragon god had not lied to me. Here there was no dragon king of the Western realm, no true or false dragon daughter, no Varys, and no two children who called another woman mother. Here I was only Elana. White Tower City stood by the sea. Its streets smelled of bread, herbs, and tide water. Beyond the white walls, the sea flashed with light every day. Adela taught me to dry herbs, to prepare moonflower salve, and also to listen to patients finish speaking when they were in pain.
Pain is not lying. When a person says it hurts, then it truly hurts.
That sentence left me stunned for a long time. In the old world, my pain always had to be proven first. At first I woke from nightmares every night. I dreamed of the dragon whip falling, of Lucien saying, "Why don't you just die?" Of Varys ordering me to apologize to Isolith. Whenever I woke in terror, Adela would always light a lamp. "You do not need to explain," she said. "The dream is already over." There was also a little girl in the infirmary named Mia. The first time she came near me, she held a bunch of wildflowers.
"These are for you."
"Why?" she said seriously.
"Because when you woke up, you looked as if you were about to cry. Flowers can keep you company."
After that, she often sat outside my door. One night, she whispered through the crack,
"Bad dreams cannot get in. I am guarding the door."
In that moment, I covered my mouth and cried until dawn. The first time the Knight Commander of White Tower met me was in the herb courtyard. His name was Seelan. He wore silver armor and had a pair of quiet eyes. I was drying medicinal leaves when he stood at the doorway and asked politely,
"Are you the new healer?"
"I am trying hard to become one." He nodded very seriously.
"Then I will try hard not to get injured."
Facts proved he was not very good at trying. The next day, he had a cut on his shoulder. On the third day, the back of his hand was burned. On the fourth day, he came into the infirmary with bruises from training. Adela glanced at me and was trying very hard not to laugh. As I bandaged him, I asked, "Knight Commander, where is that effort of yours?" Seelan was silent for a moment.
Perhaps it is still on the way.
I could not help laughing. That was the first time I truly laughed out loud after coming to White Tower City. Seelan looked at me, his eyes going briefly still, then quickly looked away. Adele coughed beside us.
If the wound is banded, leave. Do not delay the healer's meal.
Mia ran in, carrying honey cake.
"Sister Elana, today is the Spring Lantern Festival. You have to go see the lanterns."
I wanted to refuse, but she held my hand and would not let go. At night, lights rose over White Tower City. Children chased sparks, musicians played by the fountain, and the bakery owner saved the largest piece of cake for me. Adela placed a flower crown on my head. Sienda stood beside me and asked,
"Are you cold?"
I shook my head. For the first time, I no longer longed for the things of the past. I no longer hoped my parents would turn back, no longer hoped Varys would believe me, and no longer hoped the children would call me mother. I only watched the lanterns rise, and then I smiled. It was then that I saw Varys. He stood at the edge of the crowd, his black cloak still bearing the chill of the old world. Varys had grown much thinner. The sharp pride that had once marked his brows and eyes had become nothing but exhaustion. When he saw me smile, his entire body froze. The lantern cord slipped from my hand. Seelan immediately stepped in front of me.
"Do you know him?"
Before I could answer, Varys had already come closer. His voice was low and hoarky.
"Elana."
Instinctively, I stepped back. His footsteps stopped at once, as if that single step had nailed him in place. Once, a single round from him could make me walk towards him while enduring pain. Now, I merely stepped back, and he looked as if he had been condemned.
"I came to take you home,"
he said, I looked at him and found the word terribly strange. Where is home?
Dragonbone Hall, the outer keep.
He spoke quickly.
I have already repaired it. Your silver moonflowers have been replanted. Lucian and Aurelia wait for you every day. They know they were wrong.
I listened quietly until he finished. What about that patch of snow?
What?
Varys's face went abruptly white. The place where I died, I asked, did you repair that too? He could not answer. The lights around us were still warm, but my fingertips were cold. Varys, I died there. His eyes slowly reddened.
I know.
You do not. I said. You only know that I died, but you do not know that before I died I was still thinking, why is the snow so cold? Varys's throat trembled.
You hate me.
I did once. I looked at him, but now I am tired. He took a step forward, then forced himself to stop.
You can punish me however you like.
I lifted my eyes. He said in a low voice,
Whip me! Strip away my scale! Make me kneel! I will accept it all!
Looking at Varys, I suddenly understood. He thought pain could be traded for pain. He thought that if he knelt once, bled once, and endured the whip once, I could return to the past. But I was no longer the Elana who would wait for him to turn back. I do not want to punish you, I said. A faint light flashed in Varys's eyes. Softly, I finished. I simply do not want you anymore. That little light shattered completely. Maya ran over holding flowers. When she saw Vartes, she immediately hid behind me.
Sister Elana, who is he?
I stroked her head. Someone who is about to leave. Seelan asked quietly.
Do you need me to ask him to go?
Varys looked at him, restrained hostility in his eyes.
Who are you?
Seelan said calmly.
Someone in her life now.
Those words pierced Varys's chest like a knife. He saw Adrela holding my hand, saw Mia stuffing flowers into my arms, saw Seelan drape a shawl over my shoulders. These simple acts of care were things he had never given me. Varys said quietly,
Elana, I only wanted to see you once.
You have seen me now. The dragon god's mark lit on his wrist. It was a warning.
I looked at him. If she says she does not need you, then you may never approach her again.
Varys finally stepped back.
Lucian and Aurelia!
I interrupted him. Do not use the children to hold me. His face was nearly transparent in its palmy. I turned and left without looking back. That night, black snow fell over White Tower City. I woke from a burning pain in my chest. My newly grown heart-guarding scale was hot and glowing, as if warning me of something. Outside, alarm bells rang wildly. Adela pushed the door open, her face pale. The Startide has split. I pulled on a cloak and ran out of the infirmary. Above White Tower, a black rift tore open the sky. Isolde fell from the crack, holding a blood-stained fragment of a silver scale. It was my old heart-guarding scale. She had withered until only bones seemed left, but madness burned in her eyes. Elena. She laughed. Why do you get to be reborn?
Why must I suffer in the Judgment Tower while you are loved here?
Black flames poured down from behind her and surged toward the houses. Seelan drew his sword and led the knights to protect the people. Adela carried Mia back into the infirmary. I stood in the middle of the street, my fingertips cold. When Isolde saw my fear, she laughed even louder.
You are still the same. You only know how to endure, how to retreat.
Sister, give me your body. I will live better than you.
Do not call me sister.
Why? She tilted her head. In the past, whenever I called you sister, didn't you always give things to me? Varys came through the rift and split the black flames with one stroke of his sword, blocking the way in front of me. His shoulder was burned open, blood flowing down his arm.
Isolde, stop.
Isolde stared at him with venom.
Why pretend to love her now?
Her voice was sharp as a blade.
Where were you when she was in the most pain?
Varys' face was deathly pale. Those words struck the place he could never defend. Taking advantage of his moment of distraction, Isolde clutched the shard of the heart-guarding scale and lunged at me.
Sister! You have always been so good at fulfilling my wishes!
In the old world, the word sister had always been able to hurt me. It made me yearn for family, made me surrender my room, my parents' attention, my husband, and my children to her one by one. I kept giving. I gave until, in the end, only a corpse was left in the snow. This time, I did not retreat. Silver blue dragon flame rose from my palm. It was not blood from my wrist, not a scale stripped from my body, and not power exchanged for suffering. It was my own dragon soul, whole, warm, reborn inside me. The old scale shard stopped in midair, as if recognizing me, and trembled softly. Isolde screamed,
Impossible! Your scale already belongs to me!
Everything from the old world that you stole. Parents, husband, children, and identity. I no longer want any of it. I raised my hand. But the pain you owe me must be returned. Silver blue flames exploded with a roar. Isolde was blasted away, layers of her false dragon soul peeling from her. She screamed, cursed, and begged, until at last her true soul was revealed, impoverished, twisted, greedy. There was not a trace of innocence there. Above White Tower, the dragon god's judgment bell rang. The black snow froze in midair. The dragon god appeared above White Tower. Silver light illuminating the entire city.
Isolde, you stole the fate of a true dragon, seized another's heart-guarding scale, and disturbed life and death across two worlds.
Isolde struggled to crawl toward me.
Sister, I was wrong! I truly know I was wrong! Save me, please! You used to love me most!
I remembered many years ago, when I had just returned to the dragon nest. She had also clutched my sleeve this way.
Sister, can I have this?
I gave her everything. Later, she even wanted my life. I turned my eyes away. Do not call me sister. The dragon god raised his hand.
You shall enter the lightless abyss and endure 300 years of soul-tearing punishment.
The abyss opened, and her cries were swallowed by darkness. Varus stood not far away. He did not save her. He looked at me, wanting to come closer but not daring to.
I was not the one who brought her here. I discovered she had escaped and feared she would hurt you.
I said nothing. The dragon god descended between us.
You should return.
But Varus's gaze still lingered on me.
Elana, Lucian, and Aurelia. May they see you once?
I was silent for a long time. So long that the hope in his eyes dimmed little by little. In the end, I still remembered their cries when they were newborn. One last time. I met the children by the star sea. Lupian had grown taller, but he was so thin it pained the heart. Aurelia held the old soul crystal, its light already dim. Her eyes were red and swollen from crying. When she saw me, Aurelia ran 2 steps forward, then stopped abruptly.
Mother.
My heart still hurt. That was an instinct left by blood, but I did not open my arms. Lucian knelt in the wet sand and struck his forehead hard against the ground.
I'm sorry.
His voice was broken beyond recognition.
I should not have rammed you, should not have cursed you, should not have told you to die. Mother, I was wrong. Hit me. Ram me once too, alright?
I looked at him, the little boy who had once stood before Silver Moon Tower and kept me outside the door now welt in front of me, finally knowing pain. But his tears could not make my wounds disappear. Lucian. He immediately raised his head. I will not hit you. A faint light rose in his eyes. I said softly, but I will not go back either. Aurelia cried even harder.
Why? I will be good. From now on, I will only call you Mother. I will never let her hold me again.
I crouched and wiped away her tears. She trembled, wanting to come close and not daring to. Aurelia, I once loved you very, very much. Choking, she asked,
And now?
The sea wind carried the scent of flowers from White Tower City. I looked at Owiria, my voice very soft. Now, I must love myself first. She froze, then cried until she could barely stand. Lucian asked in a low voice,
Then can we still call you Mother?
I was silent for a moment. You may, but you must understand that a title spoken aloud cannot make the past fact begin again. At last, the two children understood. Some things once lost cannot be asked back with tears. Vera stood very far away. He had promised not to bind me with the children anymore, so he could only watch Lucian kneeling in the sand, watch Are cry until her voice was harsh, watch me stand up.
Elana.
In the end, he still called out to me.
In this life, is there anything else I can do for you?
I thought for a moment, do not come looking for me. His face went white at once. Take care of them. Teach them one thing. Never treat another person's endurance as something deserved. And never let another Elana die silently in the snow. Varys lowered his head.
All right.
That was our final goodbye. As I turned, Auroria cried out,
Mother!
I paused for a moment, but I did not look back. The old world grew farther and farther away from me. When I returned to White Tower City at dawn, Adele was waiting at the infirmary entrance with a bowl of hot soup. She did not ask why my eyes were red. She only placed the soup in my hands. Drink first. Mia peeked out from behind her.
Are the bad people gone?
I stroked her head.
They are gone.
Then will you still leave?
I paused. Seelan stood below the steps, morning light falling on his armor. He did not hurry me, only asked softly.
Home.
I looked toward the infirmary. The hearth burned warmly. Herbs dried by the window. Honey bread sat on the table. Adele stood in the doorway. Mia clutched the hem of my clothes, and Seelan waited quietly for my answer. This time, I did not hesitate. Home. Many years later, the people of White Tower City would still speak of a healer. She could grow silver moonflowers, gently care for children, and burn away darkness with silver blue dragon flame. Some said she came from the sea. Some said she came from starlight. And some said she had once lost an entire world but built a better one with her own hands. I never corrected them. Sometimes I would stand by the star sea and watch the tide rise and fall. I would think of snow, of the dragon crystal floor, of the cries of my newborn children. But this time, I would hear someone call me from behind. Elana, the soup is getting cold. I turned back and saw the lights shining. I would also think of that silver white gown, of the day I wore it and died in the snow. But those memories can no longer rule me. Now they are only ashes, and I have left the ashes behind. Adela still scolds me when I forget to eat. Mia has grown tall and brave, always saying she will become the greatest guard in White Tower City. Seelan still pretends all his injuries are accidents, though I see through him every time. The bakery still saves honey cake for me. The bells of White Tower ring as usual. Every spring, the silver moonflowers I planted bloom. Their petals are pure white, and their hearts glow silver blue. Like the dragon soul, I finally grew again. I once thought being loved meant enduring enough pain. I once thought that if I were patient enough, I could exchange it for a home. I once gave away every warm thing in my heart until nothing was left. Only later did I understand. Love is not punishment. Family is not a debt. Children are not chains. Regret is not redemption. A woman who has already died once does not need to return to the place that killed her. My name is Elana. I was once the daughter of the true dragon, an unloved wife, a hidden mother, a corpse in the snow. But I am also the healer who woke beneath white curtains, the woman who chose where she belonged, the person who grew a warm dragon's soul again. And I am the one who left the ashes behind.